morning and welcome to Harlan Municipal Utilities Board of Trustees meeting. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026, 10:30 a.m. I'd like to get a call of the meeting to order.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Barnett, aye.
Ickus, aye.
Lukey, aye.
Michelle, aye. Number 2, approval of the agenda, conflict of interest.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Barnett, aye.
Ickus, aye.
Lukey, aye.
Michelle, aye. Number 3, Ragbri charters camping outside on HMU property. Possible board action.
On that, we found out we had a Ragbri meeting last night, and it was more specifically on campgrounds, so forth. Did find out Port Bellies was the one that was wanting to locate here because they didn't think it was going to work out. They were having some issues out at the Iowa Western where they were designated. A lot of that had to do with right north of CDS there, those housing lots there, they just sold. So then they were planning on using that for campsites. But they did find out that first they thought they weren't going to be able to use those for campsites, so then they were going to be short of area. But they did find out that they're going to be able to use those. Nothing's going to be done on those lots until after, later in July, whatever, after Ragbri's through. So they're going to stay out at Western. But since we got it on the as an item, we thought we would still discuss and possibly approve if there's anybody else, any overflow that might need additional space. So it wouldn't be a charter. It would be some overflow camping possibility.
So with that, what's the insurance on that?
I know Brent was going to be, I don't think he's on, but
Private branch should be, but it's still a city facility owned by city, so the insurance will be able to cover for that rock ride overall itself, so we should be covered.
So city's got their own insurance for Ragbri, right? Or you're gonna have insurance?
We're using that EMC insurance.
Yeah,
for the
right.
overall.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
yeah, so basically what you said, I guess, there is the additional insurance that they could have got, or that carrier, but Brent was saying that what the city has is
Will be
is
sufficient
comparable.
enough to support, but there's a couple documents that they're comparing with weather insurance and stuff like that. It's just for the stage purposes.
Yep.
But majority of the insurance itself will be able to cover that. So there's no reason at this time for city to purchase that McKay insurance.
Okay.
Yep.
But he's right here.
Okay.
He's walked in. You might be able to give us an update a little bit on the insurance stage.
On the insurance, Brent.
Okay,
Just as far as if it covers, instead of doing the Ragbri
yeah, so.
provider.
Both the city and HMU obviously are on a shared policy through a program with EMC. A lot of policies, I would use the chamber as an example. Insurance companies will put on entities such as that, like, hey, we cover your operations, we know you guys do all these things, except for if you're gonna do, like with chambers, like fireworks and a rodeo and alcohol, or gatherings involving more than 200 people. The cities and utilities isn't that restricted, but I'd sent it both to, I think I sent you a copy, right? Yep, and the city
yeah.
basically says, hey, everything's covered except for some of these things, and there was nothing that you guys were doing. Associated with Right Schools the same way. We looked at theirs, and theirs is even a little more broad because schools are doing activities and stuff all the time. So theirs isn't even nearly as restrictive. So Ragbri usually proposes a couple options to consider. One is special event liability, which is what we're talking. So if we were having a rodeo or a rock concert or something that we were in charge of, we may want to consider that. We're not, so there's no exclusion on the standard GL that we're worried about. Then there's liquor liability, which is the city and the beer garden, and that's separate, unless you want me to go into that. And then there's what's called weather cancellation. So you're going to incur a decent amount of expense booking, buying things, and if it rains and pours and there's a bad storm that day, you collect no revenue to offset your expenses. So we've submitted that for quotes via kind of the city with Ragbri. I don't think you guys will have a ton of expense.
I don't think we did that. No, everything's.
But you won't have a ton of expense, right?
No.
Yeah, it's volunteers and chaperones.
And you said the
Yeah.
school isn't doing anything extra. You're just basing it off of your own policy.
No, we have
No, they don't
two,
need anything
yeah.
for insurance. And they're not incurring a $20,000 expense to turn around and sell something that will, what
Right.
happens if nobody shows up.
And yeah, and you guys are the main campground, so they're gonna have the majority
Yeah,
of it.
they're camping in showers and
Yeah.
that stuff versus, is it pork belly or somebody's gonna be across, that's more of the food and vendor-y stuff that they do.
Yeah.
And then there's a total group accident policy. The school actually buys one for students, for all participants, kind of as a excess, just in case sort of thing. It's relatively modest. Personal preference is what I told Jarvis. My personal bias is I wouldn't, if you're involved, I volunteer all the time. I don't expect if I twist my ankle for somebody else to pay for it. If you guys are like, hey, we want to, just as a good faith thing, absolutely, no issue. We can get kind of a group accident policy for, the schools. I think it's $1,000. So with something like this, it might be a hair more, but 1,000 to 2,000 probably is what you're looking at for somebody twists their ankle and you feel obligated to help offset something, but outside of that.
But otherwise, we wouldn't have to on that case, you're saying?
Totally optional. They just put it out there as a right option to say, hey, if you want, and you feel, because that happens, right? If somebody gets hurt and they come in.
Well, that
your
was
office
my main concern.
and
What
they
if an
set the bill
employee
down, like,
gets
well, I
hurt?
sprained my ankle, donating my time. I don't look at that as, when I volunteer for everything I do,
Right.
that's their responsibility. Some people do. So if you're like, you know what, we don't want the headache, we want to buy an accident incident policy just in case, I totally understand why you would do that.
But if you're worried about employees, though, that's nothing, I
totally
mean,
separate.
yeah, employees
This
are
is for
covered anyhow,
volunteers.
yes,
A
volunteers.
volunteer, man, I lifted that thing and hurt my wrist, or
Yeah.
I
Well, that's an
smashed my
employee though.
finger,
If a
or-
volunteer employee hurts their ankle on a volunteer job, I don't expect
Right,
HMU to pay for their care.
Yeah,
They're
so typically,
volunteer.
when it comes with work comp, it's kind of the simplest answer I can give you is, are they actually a volunteer, or did you tell them, hey, work is usually 8 to 4, but guess what you're doing today? Duties as assigned, you're volunteering at the whatever.
but this is gonna be a volunteer situation,
Okay,
yeah, yep.
okay.
If it's true volunteer,
Yep.
it's not really an HMU or
Right.
city thing.
Yeah, we are not
Correct.
mandating your work in Ragbri.
Right.
Okay, that's what I
Correct.
wanna make sure.
Yeah.
The
If you
clarity,
did, then it would be
the
potentially work
transparency.
comp. If it's, hey, we need volunteers, it's good for the community and, in the city, then yes, if you're a volunteer, no different than I'll be that.
I guess this leads into the next item, so I don't know how we handle that.
Just to
but-
be clear then.
Yeah.
For the pork bellies won't be on your property.
Correct. So that, but we thought we would still do the approval in case there's overflow.
Okay, so.
Correct, Jarvis?
Yeah, that would be correct, yes. Just
So-
Which right now, we don't think we need any overflow, but,
So there's like if you go to the Ragbri page, there's tons of groups wanting a place to stay. Not big charters, small groups, 10 people, 12 people, 4 people, I'll have my tent. Are you opening up for those people to be able to stay here?
So what we're trying to do first is to utilize the green area that we have first
Yep,
and allocate people in different areas.
okay,
And then if there's extra folk coming in, then we could utilize that area.
okay.
So it can be 10 people, but not limiting just one group, it can be multiple group in that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at,
Right.
is that there's a lot of people looking for
Looking
places
for
to stay,
places.
right? Not big pork belly, but
Mhm.
kind of individual groups. So are we gonna have individual groups stay here?
You would have no insurance issue if you choose to do that.
yeah.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna come down to, Kevin.
Okay.
We're kinda last resort, I think, right?
Okay,
If the parks fill up and there's overflow, then this is an
well,
option.
the parks aren't very flat, so
Yeah.
they're gonna look for flat places to
Yeah.
tent.
Yeah, first.
Based on my experience when I've done it.
But I think the city's push, though, Jarvis, is to parks and everything in this
Yes,
last
utilize
result.
everything we have first and
Okay.
then that overflow, we can have those spaces available.
Would they be out here north?
Yeah, I suppose out here, possibly back behind the water plant.
What about the electricity, water, gas, showers and restrooms?
Port Bellies was gonna bring their own shower trailers, but I mean, other than that, if it's individuals, they're gonna have to get shuttled somewhere to shower.
So we're gonna shuttle, I know our school, well, the city too, is helping with shuttles, there's lots of shuttles. The showers, majority of them are on school grounds, so, and we're opening both the middle school and the high school showers and charging for those, plus they're bringing in, I don't know how many showers, like, I think it was 50 or 60.
Yeah, Gary's gonna have shower trailers
At the
set
high
up
school.
from the race yet down at the fairgrounds. So they'll be set up for Ragbri too, and I think those charters, if I remember right, or even these shower
They bring that.
companies, I mean, they'll take other individuals.
Okay. But
mean, that's
what
their-
about what about if they have generators and they wanna plug generators in, or electricity or water, gas? The customer's not gonna pay for that, right?
Well, if it's a generator, it's its own generator.
Right.
Yeah,
But they'll be plugging it into, what if
There's
no
no outlets.
plugins?
They're not gonna be hooking up
Okay.
yeah, they're not hooking up to our system, no.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, I just wanna make sure of that.
Yeah, we're not providing, at that point, we're only providing a place to camp,
Tent up.
put a tent up.
Okay.
How about trash cleanup?
Huh?
Should they be here? How about trash cleanup?
Well, everything we hear from Ragbri, things have really changed. The participants are very good about picking up after themselves. So,
And if there's few items here and there, you know, we can volunteer
Yeah.
to pick those
Yep.
up. But majority of the cleaning is done by the right themselves. Yeah. The groups that are camping in area.
Yeah, everything else is just common sense, you know, you
Yeah.
don't.
Well, that's what I
You don't
would
wanna
say.
open your building up, nobody's gonna do that outside of this school in the city, you're gonna have a shutdown time, it's
Yeah.
not like the school's open until 4 AM for showers, you know? so
Yeah.
You wouldn't wanna open up this facility and leave your computers on.
no.
When you say stuff that's silly, you're like, no, we're not gonna do any of that, so just common sense.
Okay.
Now, the one thing is, I guess we discussed here internally too, I mean, if there happened to be a rainstorm come, you know, I don't know if that's what the feeling is if there's an employee here, that we open up the truck bay, just to get people out of the weather.
What's the school and the city gonna do if there's rain? What are they gonna open up?
We're gonna we're in the planning right now to get them at the vets building for the weather situation.
So like I said, I mean, I'm gonna be around, so I mean, I would probably come down here if that was the choice that we'd have to,
Why would
Spend-
we utilize the vets building?
Or you're not gonna be able
If
to
it's
fit
not-
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
If say there's a tornado warning and it's a shelter thing,
Yeah.
and Travis has done that, they're like, you're gonna need some different areas around town, because not everybody can get to the vets building in
Okay.
25 minutes either, so the school has some places where it might be the gym, you know, through discussions here, if you said, yeah, truck bay, we'll open it, shut the door,
Yep,
if there's a tornado coming up, so.
that's probably not the best place to be there.
Well, I'm just saying, then those things, you open
Okay.
the building up, you save people's lives versus,
Right,
well, it's sprinkling a little bit,
Yeah.
get in your tent, you know.
right.
Yeah, the key thing is to just have available places where people can go in. Doesn't mean they're gonna utilize it, probably not. It just depends on Mother Nature, so.
Didn't we have that one year here?
Yeah,
We had tornado warnings or something?
yeah, the cops told them that, because they were all camped at St. Michael's Catholic Church. And they had told them they had to go and take cover or whatever.
Or we'll look to the city to, what's their emergency management plan? And
Yeah,
Right.
EMA's been involved,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're already articulating plans, and then again, it's even at the last meeting I was at, so interrupt me, because you know way more than I do. They're like, well, you'll start looking 3 days out. Hey, it's sunny and great, and you know, there's a chance of severe weather. They're gonna start talking more, and okay,
Where can we
you
go?
know, we might even need to put out a public announcement, hey, if it happens, please open your house up to people to, if there's a tornado. But there's several steps and times in that process that they'll re-engage with that, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need to vote on that, right?
Mm-hmm. And like I said, we may not have anybody down here, we may. It's just kind of one of those.
So do we wanna just say, or do we wanna use charters?
At this point, I don't think it's gonna be a charter. It's just other
We could just
overflow camping.
Overflow,
Yeah,
so
we can change it to,
Yeah, I move that we allow overflow camping based on the city that needs it, right, outside of the HMU property.
second,
Roll call.
Barnett, aye.
Ickesai.
Lukey, aye.
Michelle, aye. Okay, office closing Monday, July 20th. Emergency crews will be available.
so basically what we're asking here, and I don't know if you have to abstain, Kevin, on kind of the employee, I guess you could consider it maybe a benefit. So basically what we're offering is if employees volunteer for at least 5 hours on the Ragbri day, so I don't know, if you have to talk Brent if that changes the insurance thing, but then we're allowing them to take Monday off paid.
What's the city
kind of
doing?
as compensation, so.
We'll wait to hear from here, and then I can probably.
Yeah. So I don't know if that takes the true volunteer aspect out.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, a lot of these things get so technical, it ends up involving an insurance, right?
Mhm.
So, and anytime we ask, they're like, well, it depends. You know, that's generally how you get a legal answer. So typically, the very simple guidance we've always been given is if it's truly optional, kind of like sports.
It is.
races. Is it optional or optional?
Yep.
Well, no, Joe went around and told everybody if you don't volunteer, then,
No.
you know. So if it's 100% optional, then it's optional.
Yep. So, and then the only reason we are actually closing is because I think right now, I think all the gals up front are volunteering.
I could see if it was 8 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah,
But if it's 5 hours, then they have 5 hours off in the morning and they pick up 3 hours in the afternoon. You open back up after 3 hours. You give them back the 3 hours. It's not, why just 5 hours? I mean.
well, we're saying at least 5 hours. The minimum is 5 hours of volunteering in order
So
to get
then,
that day off.
then they should have the office opened up for 3 hours. Because how does that look to the community? I mean, we're helping, yes. But if they have a problem, they're not gonna call. They don't, trust me. Half of them do not call unless it's an absolute emergency. If they're out of cable, they'll let that cable sit there until the next day to call in. When we've got customers, and then they'll go and complain about it because nobody likes to call.
And I see your concern, but I think on the flip side too, I mean, we gotta look at what this event is, and I mean, it's a true community event. I mean, there again, I think we lay back and we don't do anything, I think we can have customers complain too. Well, why wasn't HMU helping?
Well, they are
Yes.
gonna help, but they're gonna help it at 8-hour increments.
Well, then it's not necessarily volunteer then, if it says, right? You gotta work at least,
It's great.
yeah.
This is something I don't think you're gonna get everybody to agree on, and it's totally okay. So,
If-
my own.
Any preferences, comments?
Well, I say,
If they're volunteering, but they're getting compensated, isn't that considered as pretty much kind of like mandatory volunteer then?
Yeah,
Because they're getting compensated, so that
That's true.
if they get hurt, the
No,
insurance
that's-
will cover.
No, if you said, all employees, we are closing Friday, you will be there to volunteer, you know, and you're getting paid for it, and it has nothing to do with Monday.
Yeah, everybody's got this option. You work at least 5 hours, brag, you get Monday off.
Because if I'm an HMU employee and I say, I don't want to help at the Ragbri, I want to
Yeah.
come in and work.
They're gonna come in and work, yeah, and we've got
Makes sense.
over, well, I mean, the remainder of people, I think there's gals up front, and then
There might be 8
three,
volunteers that are working Rag Bri, the rest
Yeah.
are gonna be showing up for work on them.
yeah, 8 or 9 volunteers that.
but we don't have the front office being covered,
Correct.
and we need to have the front office covered. You need to have somebody cover the front office. I mean, they're already,
I mean, they're still on call, so I mean, it's gonna be, phone will be switched over, right? Is what the intent was, to where if there is an emergency.
Telecommunications department, the telecommunication person is gonna answer the phone.
but it says in an emergency, please press 3.
So you'd want it to be changed to something different.
I want the emergency word taken out.
Yeah, we can change that message for that day.
We could.
Because everybody thinks an emergency is the house is on fire. They don't think it's because the cable's gone out.
Yeah, we could totally change the greeting to whatever is discussed.
And in my mind, I still think, there could be an emergency that day. Right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, again, so I
But
mean, I don't know if we want to.
Emergency and/or need help. I mean, that's okay if emergency don't, but you have to say and/or help with,
I mean, we could even add in that greeting that due to
Right.
volunteer, yeah, the office is closed. Press whatever, we can certainly change that greeting to say whatever we want.
Is there an actual emergency with cable? Well, I don't have my TV, it's an emergency?
Oh, yeah.
Well, probably with some people.
I don't care.
Well, you gotta remember, Al,
Priority.
internet is
Yeah.
an emergency.
Yeah,
Not just TV, but internet.
'Cause you can't-
I don't have
can't
TV
communicate,
on my
yeah.
internet, and I work from home, it is an emergency. So,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, because you have people that are you've got half the town that's for RAGBRAI and half the town that's not for RAGBRAI.
Oh, I know.
And so half the people that are working Monday through Friday, and they're working on Monday, and they're working from home, and the computer goes down,
Well, the call would be answered 100%.
Yeah.
It goes right back to the,
as long
The
as they
departments.
hit option 3.
yeah.
Yes.
They have to hit the option 3. to
So
get-
no different than after hours.
Right, but
Yeah.
you still have after hour, people that won't call after hours. They'll say, oh, why do we need to bother them? We'll wait until Monday to call, or we'll wait till the next morning to call.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, you've got people that are working Monday through Friday, and they expect if they get a call, that's, I just think we need to be clarity and transparency.
Yeah, and like I said, we can make
Because
that
it could be
message
the
say
one
anything.
person that's not for RAGBRAI calling in.
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have articles in the newspaper.
But I guess an argument on the other end of it too, if it's truly an emergency, then they're not gonna wait till the weekend either. I mean, or the next day.
Right.
So it's not HMU is closing, it's just the front office.
Correct.
So I
There's
think
still
that
gonna
just needs to
be, I
communicated.
mean,
Everything is still-
every department's gonna still
So you can
have
still call.
somebody, I mean, telecom's gonna have all 3 guys, nobody's volunteering there. Gas is gonna have 2 guys without their volunteers. Electric's gonna be fully staffed. I don't think anybody's doing anything there as far as I know at this point, so.
Well, as long as the people know that.
Water department, same way, I think you're gonna be fully staffed unless they're on vacation, but if there's anybody taking vacation.
So it's just a few from here, they're volunteering.
Correct, we're saying 8 or 9,
So
So
it's
basically,
regular
we're gonna
Friday
still-
hours for them.
huh?
It's regular Friday hours for them.
Monday.
Is that what you're saying?
Or Monday,
Monday.
Or Monday, is it
Yeah.
Monday?
Yeah,
yes.
it's Monday that they,
Okay.
Yes,
they get
yeah.
off all day.
And you guys can change the grading on your phone, whatever
Yes.
you want to accommodate that, so.
Yeah.
I
Correct.
think it will live for you guys to make that decision how you want the gradings to be.
I guess our discussion, when Jenny was talking about it, yes, it's only 5 hours, but it also is 5 hours on the weekend.
And that's kinda how we come with that, I mean,
It's,
Time and a half,
overtime,
yeah.
time and a half, kind
Yeah.
of. I mean, you're working on a Sunday versus a Monday. That was one of the things that was discussed.
Yeah, but, I mean, that volunteer is volunteer. It's straight, 8 hours is 8 hours. I mean, that's how they do it at the hospital. You work 8 hours a year, you're supposed to, they like you to volunteer at least 8 hours a year. And if I did that on a Sunday morning going to church and babysitting in the nursery, I wouldn't count that as an hour and a half. I would count that as an hour. Because that's my choice to do it on a Saturday or Sunday.
So you're giving them the option to work either Sunday or Monday, basically.
correct. But if they work Sunday at least 5 hours, then they get Monday off, is what the proposal is.
You guys have a volunteer policy, it states that if you volunteer, you get time and a half or time.
We do not.
Okay, so this decision, it can be more of HMU board to make a decision, is it worth it, somebody working a Sunday, to reward them for their time and do time and a half, or just do regular, because it's out of the norms. So to me, it feels like, how are you gonna get volunteers if you do regular hours?
Correct.
And somebody put their time on Sunday
Mhm.
instead of Monday, I'll say, no, I'll just come Monday regular time,
Yeah.
not volunteer.
Anybody else have thoughts on that, on the board?
Well, you have to abstain, given somebody works here, so that works for us.
We
Jenny or
will be
Al?
doing the same, I mean, we'll give a day off that next week, because most of ours are gonna be working a lot of hours on
Yeah.
Sunday at the buildings, the
Yeah.
principals, so it's different for us. Because it's kind of, we have, somebody has to.
But are you, I guess, are you necessarily gauging the amount they work Sunday? Or basically kind of the same thing, it's a broad, if they volunteer for a shift or whatever, then they get the day off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we'll do, is just if you come in Sunday and work, then
Yep.
you'll get, pick a day the next week and take it off.
Take it off.
So it's pick a day.
Well, ours is different, we don't have kids. If we had kids, we wouldn't, nobody would be taking any days off. So we don't have kids during the year, during that. So ours would pick a day.
Is there a way to pick a day instead of having the whole office closed?
Well, the problem is, all the ladies up front are volunteering.
Right, so then they could pick a day, like 2 of them take off Monday, 2 of them take off Tuesday.
Oh, I
2 of
see
them
what you're saying.
take off Wednesday, 2 of them take off Thursday, and then you stop the fact of having to shut down.
I would kind of agree with that. At least you'd be staggering the front office.
Or even not open the next day till 10 instead of 8, or I'm not sure what time you know, if somebody's working later hours or.
Yeah, 7:30 the doors open. On a normal day.
That way then you stop all the hubbub.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and that was one thing I kind of wish, I guess Jenny was here to comment on it since it's her department.
Well, can we vote on, we approve
Giving the day
giving
off.
the day, and then you are able to make that decision on your own? After talking with Jenny and,
Staggering it, that way then you don't have to shut the office down.
Your motion, Jenny, can simply be, we're guiding Joe if possible, that we prefer staggered. If that doesn't work, we give him the authority as
The authority to do it,
what he was gonna do.
just because it's a
change the message.
one-time deal.
Right. So try to stagger it, but if we can't, then we're okay with the,
Try to stagger.
with it closed.
Make it a point to try to stagger. Don't
Okay.
just say, oh, well,
Yeah,
okay, nobody wants to do that. No, try to stagger it.
yeah. I'll just have to get together with Jenny. I think she's back tomorrow, right? Yeah.
So I make a motion that whomever is volunteering for RAGBRAI will receive a day off that following week, and if possible, to stagger it for the office so that it's not
Closed.
closed. And then we give Joe permission, and I think we as a board give Joe permission to make that decision.
Okay.
Second,
Yep.
Roll call.
Barnett, aye.
Hickus, aye.
Lukey abstain.
Michelle, aye. Okay, back to the flag. Annual participation for the flag display on Memorial Day weekend with HMU vehicle at Fairway.
Yeah, this, I mean, I guess, we don't know if they're gonna do it again this year, but last year, there was flags lined up, and we had our digger Derek up there. So basically, we're just saying here, if the decision is, that different businesses are gonna get together and do the same thing again, just to get approval to be able to go back up there and hang a flag with the digger Derek again.
So there was 2 businesses last year that did it, Patriots.
No, Patriots, Linens, Nelson's, Baxter, Maverick.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So if you do it for one, you're gonna do it for them all. So if they want it at RAGBRAI, if they want it at Lucas Oil, if they want it at,
No, just Memorial Day is what we're talking about here.
but is it fair to just say one day?
I would say yes, I mean, the whole argument I would have is that I think Memorial Day weekend affects everybody in one way or another. As compared to Lucas Oil, there again, you get people, I don't care about races. But I would say Memorial Day weekend affects everybody. That's where I think you would have maybe the most, most customers would agree with that, I guess, that Memorial Day affects
It's a
everybody.
community thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
community thing,
Yeah.
right?
To where Lucas Oil is more,
What about Relay for Life? What if they want one for Relay for Life?
well, then I
Then I
guess,
think it has to come back to the board,
Yeah,
wouldn't
my
it?
recommendation is you guys can determine what you're approving out of.
yeah, I mean, you could tell us now, okay, we want to include all these, and then we can do it.
And then this is all volunteer. They don't get paid to go put the flag up.
Well, yeah, this time, I think last year we had maybe an hour because it was kind of a last minute thing. this time we can get it set up during work hours and then go get it.
It would have to be, yeah, I mean, I would say, don't
Yep.
get, you don't get paid to go set the flag up. I mean, that's just,
That's fine. So I'd leave it up to the board, I guess, if you wanna still keep it centralized in Memorial Day weekend, we come back with any other, or we could list now which ones you would allow.
I think we go on a day by day.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Do
If
this
someone
one now.
requests it, then.
So then
bring
we
it
okay
to
with
the board.
this one, we pass this one,
Yeah.
if it comes up every year, then we don't have to meet on this one, I guess is what we're trying to push.
Yeah.
Cause this is maybe the more likely one at this point,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen, or transpire.
and
Makes
it's
sense.
and we need to put in there that it's volunteer time.
Yep.
It's not,
Well, or you're saying during work hours, we don't
Yeah,
wanna pay any.
during work
Yeah,
hours.
Yeah, okay. That is fine, we'll add that to it.
So I'll make a motion to participate in the annual flag display on Memorial Day weekend with HMU vehicle at Fairway
During work hours.
during work hours.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call,
Barnett, aye.
Hickes, aye.
Lukey, aye.
Michelle, aye. Do we have anything else to discuss?
Nope.
Oh, Glenn, we talked a little bit about water usage and stuff like that. Do you want to explain something? You got a couple questions?
We're just kind of wondering about if you'd be willing to just split the vendor fee rather than putting meters on for every shower.
And I know we can't.
I have to put the
Approve it,
meters on
I
to keep
guess.
track of, just for water usage, as far as, because it counts as unallocated water usage in my system, so that's gonna be more for a me thing, but I would be willing, if the board is acceptable with that, to split their vendor fees to cover those costs. I still have to put because they need backflow preventers on them, and I need to be able to account for that water at the end of the month.
And that's something that's not on the agenda, so I mean, we
Can
can't take any action on that, so.
And that
Supposed
has
to
to
be
go
clear
back to the
here, is this
city.
vendors coming in with showers?
Shower houses.
Shower houses?
Yep.
And we're not gonna charge them the vendor fee?
No, there is a,
There is a
vendor
vendor
fee,
correct.
but it's just the utilization of water. How do we gonna?
So,
How do you charge? them?
what's the vendor fee?
So, well, it's $600, but they get 100 of it back as long as the city's clean and they.
So for every vendor, then we would get $250 for the setup of that fire hydrant meter and the water usage.
So can we put that on the agenda for,
Maybe next month, I can't do
Yeah.
it this month.
Yeah,
Right.
can't do it now. Yeah, we can do it at our regular meeting.
yeah, our regular meeting
And
this
see if
month?
that's okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I have to
we can-
refer back to the city also to see if they're okay with it, because I don't want you guys to go through the process.
Yeah.
And the council say, no, we'll just pay per meter reading, you know.
Yeah,
So our next meeting, I'll bring that up.
yeah, and then we can
And then-
finalize it here in our May meeting in person here on the
I don't see any
20.
problem in it, but we should
Yeah,
have it on the meeting.
yes, and like I said, we can't do anything with it now as
Yeah.
far as voting or approving, so.
Are we charging for the water? Is it?
It would be covered underneath.
That would be what would cover it.
Under the vendor fee?
Splitting
Yeah.
the vendor fee will cover the water usage, yeah.
So is our fire water potable?
I'm sorry?
If you hook up to a fire?
Yes, that's where these will be hooked up.
Yeah.
And it's potable, drinkable?
Yeah, that's all connected to the same system.
All right, I didn't know if it was or not. Thank you.
All right?
Anything else? Okay, we're adjourned.
Okay, thank you.